What's going on, y'all? Chuck Dunface here. The winner of Thursday's Throwdown that I put out to Instagram, my Instagram followers, at Chuck_Dunface on Instagram, was the Grimsmo Rask. It was pitted against, I remember to bring it this week, the Microtech Amphibian. That was the choice, Grimsmo Rask or Microtech Amphibian. And y'all spoke, and it was the Grimsmo Rask, so this is the one that I've been carrying today. Not upset about that at all. Fantastic knife. I've already done a video on this. We're not going to harp on this too long here, but just doing a quick update. So the day you'll see this, it'll be Saturday. It'll be I'm filming this on Friday, but it'll be Saturday when you actually watch this. So the Rask was the knife that I have in my pocket. I like this one a lot. That dragon scale pattern. RWL 34. We'll see. I know the Grimsmo Norseman is going to be getting some steel updates. They're going to offer Magna Cut. Hopefully they'll treat it the right way. They'll treat it hard. They won't run it soft. I'm sure that will trickle down rather to the Rask at some point, and then to their Integral, or maybe they're going to introduce the Integral with that steel already. Who knows? That's in production right now. That integral knife that they have in production, it looks interesting, but gosh, it's so small. It's even smaller than the Rask, if I'm not mistaken. And the Rask, while it's not small, it is very efficient in size, and it's compact. And I just, as good as I'm sure that integral knife is going to be from Grimsmo, because they don't do anything half-ass. John Grimsmo is just a perfectionist, and he's going to dial everything in as tightly as he can before releasing anything. And if you follow them on Instagram, you've seen all the updates that they've done on it. I'm sure it's going to be awesome, but yeah, it's just too small for me. I can't do that. But I've talked to a couple people rather that are pretty excited about that, and I can understand why. I'm sure it'll be a well executed knife. Another one I've got. I'm not carrying this today, but I've got it. I grabbed a couple knives. I'm on my lunch here, and I grabbed a couple knives just to kind of talk about it a little bit. This one is from Ethan Ruins EDC. It's on loan from him. This is an Alex Steingraber Lamia. It's got some aftermarket modifications. It's one of the earlier models that wasn't done in the Hinderer Triway style that Alex is now offering on the Lamia, where you can have bearings. And it's also got some race washers in there, so you can use that. You can also run it with PB washers and Teflon. This one is pre that. It's the first version, and it's lovely lasering in there from Way of Knife MI, typical of Ethan Ruins EDC. He sent me this one. Getting back to the knife, I kind of got derailed there for a second. So it's the older version that didn't have that new offering where it's almost like a tri-way. And it was modded to accommodate that. And I wasn't going to change it. It's running on bearings right now. I wasn't going to make the change, but it looks like the pocket clip has come loose, and it's a hidden hardware model. So I have to take it apart to tighten that pocket clip. And so I will probably end up for science's sake, I'll probably run it with some PB or maybe some Teflon and just kind of see how it is on that too. This one's definitely pretty cool, man. This is a great design. I would recommend signing up for email alerts or being on his mailing list. Steingraber Performance Knives, getting on the mailing list there and kind of just being able to stay up to date, because he has indicated that he's going to be moving away from Instagram, because Instagram, as you know, I already talked about this in a previous video, and I'm sure you've noticed, but every video is somebody's first video, so I'll just do a quick recap. If you're on Instagram and you post knife content and you use knife hashtags, any knife community, Stride or not, all of those hashtags are basically blocked. The AI has been programmed to block anything related to knives, to call it regulated goods, even though those regulated goods do not fall, as best as I can tell, they do not fall within the scope of Instagram or Meta's regulated goods guidelines, but I digress. So I would just recommend not even bother using any hashtags. But in any case, kind of getting back to it, Alex Steingraber has indicated that he is not going to be on Instagram, or he's phasing out Instagram as a platform for showcasing his work. So I would recommend signing up for his email list so you'll be kept up to date on when you can grab one of these Lamiyas if this design is something that interests you. Oops. I just hit one knife with another knife. Doesn't look like anybody was damaged. That's a good thing. Very similar, actually, in design and footprint. As you can see, the rasp is a little bit bigger. That 3.5-inch blade. I think it's 3.25 inch on the Lamiya. I'm not going to be able to showcase it very well, but then the handle's going to be a little longer on the rasp as well. Got to give you both perspectives here. It's kind of tough to show it in this setting. Tabletop will be easier, but you work with what you got. Yeah, the Lamiya is definitely a very cool knife from a great American maker, and you'd be supporting a guy who does everything in-house. I mean, very similar to Grimsmo, and he's out in Pennsylvania doing his thing. So yeah, definitely cool knife. It's a little small for my taste. Frankly, the rasp is as well, but they're both really well executed, and the rasp, while somewhat diminutive, it's still hand-filling. And it's such a nicely executed knife that, even though it's quote-unquote a bit on the smaller side for me and what I usually go for, it's certainly not small, with a 3.5-inch blade. It's just efficient in its design. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Keep it short and sweet. If you haven't done so already, I certainly would appreciate it if you considered subscribing to the channel. There is a button right there in the corner that you can click if you're not subscribed, and you will get subscribed to the channel. And you can turn on those alerts so you'll know when I have new content. I try to be pretty regular with my content. It can be streaky, but if this is something that you like and you're considering subscribing, please do so. I would definitely appreciate that. Those of you who are already subscribed to the channel, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for doing that. That's gonna do it for me. Appreciate everything. Go ahead and drop a comment. Do you like the Thursday Throwdown that I've been doing? I'll try to keep it up, and then probably just doing a quick follow-up video on YouTube. Depending on whether or not I've showcased the knife on my channel before, that will probably depend the length of the video. This one's actually already going over longer than I thought it was going to. But in any case, that's it. Have a great weekend. Peace.